guys, Ariel over here at Fineth. Today I am marinating a little bit of meat to have for dinner. Now in my case, this meat happens to be elk steak, because that's what I have the most of. But I have done this recipe in the past with beef, or you could do lamb or any other kind of meat you prefer. I've got about 2 pounds of, actually it's probably more like 3 pounds of steak here, but you could do this in any amount. And I'm just cutting it into kind of strips and then bite-sized pieces. And this meat is actually pretty tender because that's what I have, so I'm mostly marinating for flavor, but I have had lots of times in my life in the past when I didn't have access to quite such good steaks, and I bought a lot of the lesser expensive cuts of meat, and this is a really good way to tenderize meat that's a little bit tough as well. If you've got some kind of roast or cut like that that's just not the most tender, this will help a lot. Grizzly must smell the meat over here. I'm just going to come investigate. Anyway, so I'm just cutting this all up in little chunks, and I'm going to get it marinating so it has a little bit of time to sit and soak into the meat here. If you have meat frozen and can do this slicing before it thaws completely, it will definitely be easier to cut while it's partially frozen. Not rock hard, obviously, but if it is, you know, just a little crunchy still, it's easier to cut nice and clean. So, got my bowl of steak there, and I'm just going to toss together a marinade here out of random things I like to use. Like most things, I rarely exactly duplicate the same recipe twice in a row. But olive oil is great for marinating things. I'm going to put a little bit of that in there. And some kind of vinegar. You could use a raw apple cider vinegar. I've got a little bit of a pomegranate flavored vinegar, and I've used all kinds of vinegars, but that's what I'm going to use today. So there we go. And I'd say oil and vinegar are kind of the basis of most marinades I've done. Mix that in there a little bit so that the liquid can get between the chunks of meat. And then we're going to need some salt and pepper. Let's see, if I have 3 pounds of meat there, at 1/2 teaspoon of salt per pound, that would need at least 1.5 teaspoons, so I'm going to call that good. A little bit of black pepper. Not too much, because I'm not a big black pepper fan. A little bit of red pepper. You could make this way spicy for sure if you want. I'm kind of a wimp about spicy things, so I'm just going to do a tiny bit of that in there. Do a little oregano because I like that flavor with everything else. This is oregano I grew and dried last fall, if you want to go check out my herb drying video. And then I'm going to add a little bit of soy sauce. Sometimes I use coconut aminos as well, but this is a real fermented soy sauce, and there can be issues with having way too much soy in your diet. But if you are going to consume soy, a good fermented product like this, a traditional one, is actually has some significant health benefits. So I do use soy sauce for some things, though I avoid soy in quite a few other forms because it's in a lot of processed things. I'm going to add some Worcestershire sauce, and I don't want it coming that slow. I want more than that. Maybe 1/4 cup or so of that. And some diced garlic. I've already got some diced up here in jars, so I'm going to use that. quicker. And now I'm going to mix all those seasonings into everything else here. Now, meat does need some time to soak up these flavors, so if you've got, when your chunks are this small, I find that even, 15-20 minutes could do it. I prefer to have like an hour, so it's a little ways before dinner yet. I'm going to let this soak in the marinade until then, and I am going to let it sit out on the counter. If you wanted to, you could do this ahead like now and put it in the fridge for sometime tomorrow, but I'm going to be cooking it in not too long, and with the salt and vinegar and stuff in there, I'm not concerned about it sitting here for a little bit. The flavors will soak in faster with it being a little bit warmer. So that's my marinade for that. This also works for chicken. I've done that. You could do any kind of meat. And then what I'm going to do is make a batch of rice. And so once this is done soaking for a while and I'm ready to eat, I'm going to just fry this whole mix up slightly. I'm going to leave the marinade in there. You could drain it out if you wanted the meat more dry for something, but I'm going to leave it in there because I don't mind having a little bit of sauce, and have it over rice for dinner. So I'll show you that in a little bit. Okay, so we are basically ready for dinner. Fried up that meat, leaving the extra marinade on there as sauce because I'm going to serve it over the rice, which is all done right there. You can see it's steaming just a little bit. Christmas cabbage ready to roll, and the Brussels sprouts, what you can hear sizzling, they're just finishing up sauteing just a little bit more, and we're going to sit down and have dinner. Thanks for watching, folks. If you're interested in more info on my off-grid tiny house life, check out some of my other videos here. And if you like what you're seeing, click the little picture of my house to subscribe, and then hit the little bell so YouTube actually notifies you every time there's a new video available. See y'all next time.